Hello, guys. This is Hannah Rojas, an illustrator here from BA Academy, and we're starting our webinar, 5 Proven Steps to Start Business Analysis Career.
Hi, everybody. So we know that some of you will be watching this webinar as a recording, and especially for those who will be watching it as a recording, again, we would like to make it as helpful to everybody who is looking to start business analysis career as possible. So you should be seeing a screen right now, how to start a business analysis career. So our suggestion for those of you who are not at this webinar is to go ahead and go over all the steps and exercises in this presentation. And if you still have any questions, you're welcome to address those either in our Business Analysis for Beginners meetup group, or you can also join our Facebook link, Business Analysis for Beginners, and both those links will be shared with you at the end of this video.
Yes, guys. So let's just start our presentation, and let's start with introducing the speakers. And let me introduce myself. My name is Ana Rojas, and I'm a trainer and coach at BA Academy and a senior business analyst with 7+ years of experience in different domains like education, government, contracting, and aviation domains. I'm also an organizer of the Washington, D.C. meetup group, Business Analyst, and Project Management Networking Group.
And my name is Alice Trader. I'm MBA in project management professional. Recently, I have received my certified Scrum Master certificate. I'm also a trainer and coach at B Academy, and I have over 10 years of progressive experience in managing and analyzing complex financial, federal, and government projects. I also specialize in project management, vendor management, and my primary specialty is in business analysis. And just like we said, today we are here to talk about your business analysis career. Both Anna and I have been working as trainers and coaches in business analysis field for over, I would say, for almost 4 years by now. So we, back in 2013, we created a company that's called B Academy, and we have been working with people from, I would even say, like half of the world. We've had students from Europe, from Russia, Ukraine, from Middle East, from Eastern Europe. We also had some students from America, and we're happy to provide our services as well as help those who are looking to start their business analysis career to take their first steps and land business analysis career in as little as just a few weeks to 3 months. If you're interested, there'll be some information shared about our upcoming bootcamp. It's Business Analysis Career Bootcamp. It's an 8 weeks course that consists of 2 weeks of an intensive business analysis training, and the remaining 6 weeks are aimed to get your resume ready, to get you out there to the market and get your job offer placed, received in as little as 8 weeks. So again, if you're interested, we can talk more about that, but let's go ahead and just move on to the main part. So this is just a little bit about the upcoming bootcamp. Again, the link to the bootcamp will also be shared with you in the comment section. So let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you who are in this room right now, please go ahead and share with us what's your current role and what do you expect to receive at this webinar. And the reason for that is because usually we do really good analysis of your current situation at the event. And unfortunately, right now, it's hard for us to switch back and forth. So what we'll do is towards the end of this event, we'll go back and look at your comments, and we'll try to provide as much information, as much analysis and support as we can. And for the time being, as we go through slides and through 5 proven steps to start business analysis career, we would like you to do analysis of your situation. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please go ahead and post those. And please do work on your personal situation. Don't just listen to this webinar. This is a practical webinar, and our goal is to give you practical advices in about over the next 30 to 40 minutes. So for those of you who don't know who the business analyst is, according to international business, this is the role that serves as a liaison between stakeholders in order to understand the structure, policies, and operations of an organization and to recommend solutions that enable the organization to achieve its goal. In other words, business analyst is the bridge between the business and IT. So this is the role that connects businesses with technologies. A lot of you who are just now looking to start business analysis career, wondering if you are in the right position, in the right phase in life to start business analysis career. Some of you heard about business analysis, but not sure if they're in the right, again, if they have a right background, right experience. So all of that we'll talk about at today's webinar.
So, what does the business analyst do on the project? That's probably your next question that you have. So, first of all, business analysts do some requirement solicitation because they need to figure out what business goals are there for the company to achieve and figure out how they want it to be done and what kind of business need needs to be covered. And then the next thing that the business analyst does is the stakeholder management. So you will have several people that are involved in the project that's going to be your team that works on the technical solution to the business problems and business needs. And also there will be either the outside business people or inside business people who actually need the solutions to be done. So there's just different types of stakeholders that you will be working with. And of course, in order to work with them productively, you need to manage them. And of course, there are specific techniques you can use in order to do so. And in order to plan your stakeholder management and in order to analyze your stakeholders and work the best with the different types of stakeholders that you have. Also, another thing that you do on the project as a business analyst is the requirements management and communication. So once, in order for you to give the solution to the business that is needed and work great with your technical team to achieve this solution in real life, you need to plan your requirements management and communication because that's your lifeline on any project. And usually a lot of times we think project managements are dealing with a lot with communications and management, but in this case everything that is connected to your requirements, you need to make sure that you, this person who communicate all this information to different stakeholders and manage your requirements, that you actually setting up meetings, that you're talking about requirements, and all people on your team have shared understanding of the requirements that you have. And of course, requirements analysis. That's why you're called business analyst, right? Because you need to analyze your requirements. So once you do some requirement solicitation, requirements gathering through different techniques, you need to analyze your requirements and do so with a variety of techniques. And of course, in the end, you will need to document your requirements and work with the technical team to make sure that they implement the solution based on these requirements.
So a lot of you are wondering, what are the different jobs and titles that relate to the business analysis job? So some of the jobs, and again, this is just a really short list. The list keeps on expanding with new technologies coming to market, with new methodologies and strategies. It just keeps on going on. But just a short example of that list is systems analyst or technical analyst. So a lot of you are hearing about positions in systems analysis or technical analysis, and you might be wondering, what's the difference between business analysis and systems analysis? Will I be good as the business analyst or the systems analyst? Well, the answer is that there is a key word, which is analysis. So analysis is the function of the person that analyzes business areas, different systems, different technologies, and if you know the techniques of analysis techniques, you can be as effective in business analysis as in systems analysis. Of course, the more you look into technical component of analysis, the more technical skills you need. But to become a business analyst, you don't need to have technical background or education. So this is one of the things that a lot of beginners are puzzled with. Do I need to have any specific technical background or education or experience in order to start business analysis career? And the answer is, it won't hurt, but if you don't have it, trust me, a lot of business analysts start business analysis career and become more successful being business analysts without technical background than those that come from have a technical background, like developers, architects, well, not as much architects, but definitely developers. And the reason for that is because those people purely think technologies. And our goal as business analysts is to go and talk to the business, to analyze needs and wants of the business, and be a good communicator and listener and liaison between the business and IT. So, out of what I just have described, I would say only 20% of all the responsibilities that Anna mentioned and what I just mentioned, about 20% is on the technical side. So again, it will be helpful, but it's not a requirement. And again, we're going to go through the slides and you'll see why. So the next job title is enterprise analyst. Enterprise analyst is on a higher level. These are analysts who do analysis of the overall enterprise solutions. They work with upper management, with the top management. And you, as the business analyst, don't be surprised if you get an offer for one of these positions, because again, as the analyst, you'll be analyzing different aspects of the business. Of course, operations analyst is the other role. An operations analyst is somebody who usually supports operations in the organization. And number of times what I'm seeing is that operations analysts would support technical support and customer service team in order to analyze different issues with the system, do analysis of day-to-day operations, and suggest better ways to improve the business. Of course, the technical writer is somebody who participates in different meetings, and those people usually have really nice and smooth transition into business analysis just because they are the ones who are capturing meeting minutes, communicating with different people if they have any questions in order to understand the business needs and the scope of the project better. They would reach out to different units. So this is one of the advantages for those people who are transferred from technical writer position to the business analysis. Of course, the project manager, again, it's somebody who uses business analysis skills on daily basis. This is the person who has one of the bigger outreaches to the business and communicates and analyzes needs of the business on the higher level. So quite often we get asked who and how becomes a business analyst. Do I need to have a technical background? Do I need to have any specific training? Or, what does it take? What do I do if I'm a student? What do I do if I've been working at the bank for the last 10 years, or maybe I've been in accounting for the last 5, 10, 15 years? How do I transfer to the business analysis position? So what we have identified is that there are three categories of people who have a greater chance of success to transfer into business analysis world. Again, it doesn't mean that the rest people won't be able to have the transition. It just means that for the rest people, it will be a little bit more difficult, but we do have to look at your situation individually and see what can be done, what strengths as the business analyst you have that can help you to transfer to the business analysis. So the first category are people with prior technical background or education. So those are developers, testers, like we said, technical writers, systems analysts. So all those people who are sick and tired of technical jobs, they would like to be more on the business side. They would like to talk to the business. They would like to work with customers and people. They would like to make suggestions, solutions. They would like to analyze the problem rather than implement the problem. So all those people in their career had really close interaction with the business and business analysts. Even though most of you don't think you have any related experience, in fact, you do. And just think about your latest project. How did you work with business analysts? Did you analyze requirements? Did you validate requirements? Did you verify requirements? Did you test those requirements? Did you perform user acceptance testing or UAT? So all those functions are functions of a business analyst. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more once we go through the steps, through those five steps. But I just want you to understand that you have really good background in order to transition to business analysis. Of course, people with administrative or office background. So those would be people in accounting positions, in office position, office manager and administrator, people in the legal environment. So all those people who have some sort of an office experience, did a lot of analysis, did a lot of research. They constantly work with vendors, with business units on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of those people actually do implement systems and technologies. They just don't realize that. So think about a project. A project is something that has the beginning and the end. And project, of course, has a goal at a specific completion date. Well, think about latest project that you did working in your office or at your job. It not this was not necessarily something big. That could have been, something small, some sort of research that resulted in a presentation or documentation, collaboration with different. Again, I'm going to call them stakeholders because we're a business analyst and we're becoming business analysts. But those could have been like different people, different business units. So just think about those type of assignments that you have performed in the past, and just to open your eyes. It's an eye opener, but you actually work as a business analyst. Surprisingly, but that's the fact. And of course, students. A lot of students, especially in technical field, are wondering how to move to the business analysis role. And again, that's where your prior assignments will be really helpful. Unfortunately, you can't start mid-level position like people in the first and second role. You will have to start small. It will probably have to be a junior position, internship positions. But again, this is just an entryway to the business analysis field, and you just have to take it.
And I just want to add, guys, that no matter in which particular category you fall, you all have great chances to become a business analyst. And I'll tell you why, because each of the category of these people have specific background and specific skills and knowledge to them, specific strengths. So the technical people, they will have technical background and strengths in understanding the systems, thinking and analytical thinking, things like that. People with administrative and business office type of background, you will have a lot of people skills, you will have a lot of communication skills, analysis skills, research skills, so which is also all great skills in order to transition to become a BA. For students, you guys are always wondering, you're always learning, you're open to new experiences, and you can just achieve what you want if you really put your mind to it. So no matter which category you are, you will do great in transition into BA role.
So let's look at the 5 steps. So the first step is analysis of your prior work experience. And we've kind of started talking about it, right? So we've warmed you up to look at your prior experience from the business analysis point of view. So just like you see in the picture, so some people, so you see different individuals, different characters looking at the same thing, and while the bunny says it as a carrot, the mouse sees it as a cheese. So it really depends how you transfer your prior experience and skills and transfer it to the business analysis related experience. So what you have to do is, first of all, identify business analysis soft skills. And the reason why we're talking about soft skills, so actually, let me take one step back. So let's save the soft skills for later. Let's talk about business analysis skills in general. So, well, first of all, you have to understand what responsibilities you perform as the business analyst. And just like I gave you a few examples, think about your prior projects. What did you do as the business analyst? What did you do analyzing, researching, working with customers, working with vendors? So all those were analytical skills. Of course, next step is identify transferable skills or so-called soft skills. And soft skills are communication, analysis, problem solving, troubleshooting, and so forth. This is just the beginning of the list. So to do so, well, actually, let's take a look at some specific examples before we jump to the exercise. So the primary soft skills are organizational skills, good communication skills, analytical, planning skills, and problem solving. So think about your prior experience. Think about an assignment that you just recently had, and how did you show yourself and this range of skills in practice? How did you show your organizational skills? What was your communication skills? It doesn't have to be writing skills also. It could also be verbal skills, skills over the phone, meeting facilitation skills, maybe helped your management to put presentation together or to put a meeting together, analytical skills, planning skills, and problem solving skills. Additional soft skills are customer service skills, diagramming skills, which will include PowerPoint and Microsoft Word diagrams. I'm not talking about technical instruments like Microsoft Visio and so forth. Those we'll save for later. But just think about those basic diagramming skills that you usually use on a day-to-day basis. And of course, process improvement skills. What did you do to improve process on your company? What did you do to streamline your responsibilities in your current position? What's your approach? What has changed? What are the success stories? What is the factors? Think about those, and all of that will help you to transfer to the business analysis job. So one of the exercises from our real trainings is right here. It's right in front of you. So instead, if there are some of you who are listening this presentation live, what we want you to do right now is to look at 1 to 3 open positions. You can go to Dice, you can go to Monster. Just go ahead and open. Let's do dice.com. It's one of my favorites. It's one of the most technical and site that has a lot of technical positions. So go ahead and just type in, once you go to Dice, type business analyst. You can, if you're just starting, just type junior business analyst. If you know something about business analyst or not much, if you're a technical world coming from the business, go ahead and just type mid-level business analyst. And do so for, again, you can just pick 2 different positions. I don't want you to look just at one, because each position has specific requirements specific to the industry, to the company, and I don't want you to get confused. Now, for the time being, look at 2, 3 at the most. And of course, this exercise says create 2 pages of unique responsibilities in Microsoft Word document, which we don't have time to do it right now, but I would like you to do it at home. And once you do this assignment on your own, look at more. You look at least at 10 positions, look at 10 to 20 positions, and create a document where you will highlight and copy common, unique, and common responsibilities of the business analyst. So once you have that, you're going to have, I would say, about maybe 7 to 10 pages of the material. And the next thing would be to analyze and understand each responsibility. So some of those responsibilities, like we just covered, will be soft skills or transferable skills. So let's say if it says that responsibility of the business analyst is it will say something like good communication or good writing skills or good problem solving skills. That's self-explanatory. So you already did it. It's simple. You do have some prior reference. But if it says something like requirements gathering and analysis, and you've never done that, you never heard about that, go ahead and just do some research. Just go ahead and type in Google requirements gathering and see what comes up. Don't spend too much time. Your task right now is just to identify those positions or those responsibilities that you did working in your prior positions.
So for those who are watching it as a recording, I would suggest you just put this recording on pause and go ahead and start doing your exercise. And as Alice said, you can start with 2, 3 positions, but eventually you need to come up with around 20 positions, because that will give you a clear understanding what is the most common responsibilities. So you will be working with the common responsibilities, and you will be working with something that is really requested in majority of this positions openings. So you don't work with something that is just like outlier, like just one position asks for that, and you decide that this is a core business analyst responsibility. So just go ahead and put us on pause, and whoever is working with us right now, just have a couple of minutes and work through this exercise.
So for those of you who are working with us right now, I'm going to go ahead and just move on. Please go back to the step. It's really critical, because once you do that analysis, you will understand what have you done as the business analyst? What are your chances? How close are you to becoming a junior versus a mid-level business analyst? Because if you have some office or technical background, I would say that the chances for you to become a mid-level BA are pretty high. And again, I realize you don't know that yet, but the chances are out there, and all you have to do is just to do thorough analysis of your prior skills and identify as many of those as possible, because the more skills you have, the more unique skills you have, the more dollar sign will be added to your paycheck.
And guys, that was an eye-opening exercise for a lot of our students. When we introduced it in our trainings, our students, they were surprised to discover that how close they are to a business analyst position. They were so happy to discover how much of the technical background they actually had, or how much of the things they actually did in an actual job. So really, I hope this exercise will be this eye-opener for you as well. Something that just takes some barriers out of your, experience, that you think that you cannot become a BA. So definitely do this exercise thoroughly, and it will be an eye-opener for you.
Actually, since we started talking about examples, just want to give you an example. Just recently, we had a student who claimed she knew nothing about business analysis. She was appealed by the lifestyle and the job style of business analysts. She desperately wanted to transfer to business analysis, but she kept on claiming that she knew zero and nothing about business analysis. Yet, during just the first couple of weeks of the training, she actually looked and sounded more than just a beginner. So it looked like the person actually had some experience. And what was funny is that once we got towards uh, techniques of testing techniques and started talking about user acceptance testing and how to work with users to perform testing, she all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my God, I've done it all!" And like all of a sudden she started telling us how to do user acceptance testing, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, so she did it. She did so much of business analysis. She actually worked with the vendor to implement third-party applications. She also did a lot of collaboration with different parties, including technical team on the vendor side, as well as her business side, to collaborate and get the requirements to understand gaps and needs and wants of different business units, as well as she performed user acceptance testing. So once you perform this exercise, you'll identify a lot of areas that you didn't even knew exist. So go ahead and finish that exercise. So once you're done, the next exercise is to identify and highlight responsibilities that you have performed in the past, uh, in the past, in the past, even if you were not in the role of a business analyst. So don't look at any specific years. So even if it was the last year, if it was 7 or 10 years ago, just go ahead and highlight those responsibilities. And once you highlight those, you should have, I would say, at least a page of responsibilities. If you don't have a page and you have, I would say, 5+ years of office experience, go back to step number 2. Go back and analyze, understand each responsibility that you haven't highlighted yet, and try to make sure that you have about a page of those responsibilities. So the next one is the training. So the training is really important. So some of you who have actually identified many responsibilities. So by now you should have a pretty good list of responsibilities. You should definitely look and see how much of business analysis techniques and practices you know. So if you are comfortable with business analysis, if you're transferring from systems analysis or from a project manager, which actually happens a lot, or from maybe even from a technical person, you might already have some pretty good techniques of a business analyst, and it's going to be easier for you to land a job. However, you still need to consider a training that will give you a really good fundamentals of theory, practice. And when I say practice, what it means is that there'll be a course that will work with your individual situation, and it's going to help you to understand how to perform business analysis in practice. Of course, lots of case studies and hands-on training. So the hands-on training is really important because the reason why we have this picture right now, a collection of butterflies versus the result, is how many of you have pursued different trainings? How many of you have certificates on the wall or somewhere else and yet don't know how to do a job? If that's you, just say it's me. You're just listening, like there is nobody else probably in the room with you right now. So just be frankful with you. What you need right now is not another certificate. What you need is the result. And there are some trainings out there. And again, B Academy offers a few of those trainings that will give you result, which in your case is probably a job offer in just as little as you wanted. Some people are ready to get job offer just in a few weeks. And for others, they'll think that they probably need a little bit more theory and practice and training before they would get out there and start looking for the job. So it really depends on you. But the bottom line, there are a lot of different trainings. We'll be happy to provide a link to our upcoming bootcamp that's actually full of theory, full of practice. It's a hands-on training. It's the training that will get you a result in as little as 8 weeks. So the next step is the resume. And so if you, well, I should have asked it earlier, but so the reason why we identified a list of a page of your transferable skills in step one is for the purpose of the resume. So when you write your resume, again, remember you are a business analyst. It's not a secret that on average, a recruiter spends between 3 to 5 seconds to look at the resume. And what they do is they just scan through the resume. And if the resume catches an eye, then if your resume catches an eye, they'll probably spend a little bit more time. But your resume has to be structured right. It has to be a resume of a business analyst and not just an average resume. I think number one mistake that a lot of our students do is they would usually say that, hey, I've been sending out my resume, yet I'm not getting any calls. And I was like, well, why do you think it is? And I was like, well, probably because I have no prior experience. Well, first of all, it's because you have resume that doesn't really reflect your prior experience. So it really has nothing to do with who you are. It's just a piece of paper that's written incorrectly. And just because of simple list of paper, your chances to become a business analyst, go downhill.
And you're actually doing a great job hiding all your experience, and you're not taking time to figure out what you've done as a business analyst. And not only this, you're not taking your time to actually put it in your resume. So how do you want other people to actually find you or to actually call you if it doesn't show in your resume that you've done something that a BA would do?
Yes, so actually, one of the most recent resumes, we did have a meetup just a few weeks ago, and I apologize if those people are listening to this, but there were a few resumes. I mean, I'm looking at the resume and I realized that this resume hides a really strong business analyst. I see I see a lot of analytical skills, analytical background, but I don't see it. I just know that, by talking to this person, by, having done analysis on his resume, I realized that this is a person who will become really strong analyst. Yet, if I just were to receive this resume from the HR, I would have just thrown it away, seriously, because all I see is a list of prior job responsibilities that have nothing to do with business analysis. I keep on staring at this resume, and I have no idea what type of position the person is looking for. So just put yourself in the hiring manager's shoes. You don't want to spend much time on the resume, right? So it has to be a resume that catches his eye and something that they want to pick up the phone and give you a call. So again, at our bootcamp that starts May 12th, we will be talking about resume building techniques. We'll be talking about how to enhance your resume. And again, the bootcamp that will start on May 12th, it's not just for those who are just now starting business analysis career. It's also for those who are stuck in their current role as the entry-level analyst, as the mid-level analyst, or even senior level analyst, and they would like to move up to the next level. So again, if this is your situation, there are a lot of different techniques that can enhance your resume and get you and help you to get to place your next job real quickly. So the next strategy or step, it's a job search. And this is something that, a lot of people go through the training. They have a beautiful resume. They would retrieve their position, their responsibilities as a business analyst. And I would say this is so the first step that a lot of people really hesitant to do is to actually go ahead, make a change, sign up for the training, uh, go through the training, build their resume, complete the theory and the practice. So basically to change themselves. However, what we're seeing a lot is that usually people will get stuck at the job search. And the reason for that is because, when you work on your resume when you're taking a training, it's all easy. You feel like you're taking actions, and however, those are actions that don't really affect, uh, that they don't intimidate you as much as the job search does. So once you start looking for the job, that's when you have to pick up the phone. That's when you have to answer questions. That's when you have to be strong at the interview. That's when you have to talk to the recruiters and hiring manager, and it is scary. So what's really important is that, and this step kind of aligns with the next one, but it's really important that you have somebody really strong by your side, somebody who will be able to provide some networking opportunities, or maybe some people, maybe there are some positions within your company, or go ahead and pick up the phone, go ahead and call everybody on your phone, in your phone book, and say, hey, I'm so and so, I'm looking for the business analysis opportunities. Do you know any? It's okay to talk to people. Go ahead and talk to people. Let them know who you are, what you're looking for, and of course, look inside your own company. Look at the internship options, even if it's a part-time, even if it doesn't pay anything. You just need that for the next, I would say, maybe 6 months, maybe a year at the most. But after that, you'll be all set on your way to the business analysis career. Um, Again, there are a number of different strategies. We will be going over different strategies at the bootcamp. Unfortunately, today we really don't have time to go in the details for each one of the strategy, but these are just few of them, and I mean they do offer really strong opportunities.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize to our listeners how important the job search step is. Like, remember a lot of our students actually just do one or two actions and they actually think they're going to land a job, like they're going to get a lot of calls and they just stop at it, right? So, guys, the reason that we actually created a boot camp, being a group coaching and successfully going through it and having a lot of cases of our students actually placing a job is because we put a lot of emphasis on coaching you to get your results. Because we know that you come in there not just for the certificate, you come in there for the result. And the result means taking actions. So this is a step that you go through a lot of your fears, you go through a lot of your qualities, and you just become better. And you become so good that you're getting hired. And of course, the path to it is not just sending a couple of resumes, it's actually going to networking events. It's actually making sure that your LinkedIn profile is looking good. And you actually doing some networking over there, that you actually going through face-to-face meetups, that you actually talking to people that you work and to your colleagues and asking if somebody knows of any openings in our company or in the companies of their spouses or friends, whatnot. It's just all networking, and of course all these other types of searches. But again, guys, it's about taking actions, it's about doing it, and I know it's really hard to do by your own. So that's why part of it, why we created the boot camp, where you can actually have us as your coaches, help you to go through all of it and come out on the other side as a winner.
All right, so let's move on to the next step, and this is step number 5, which is coaching and group support. And that's just what Anna was talking about. Of course, you can do it on your own. You can go out there, and some really strong individuals actually get it done really quick. But some of us, or some of you, are on the weaker side, and that's all right, because all of us, including Anna and myself, we're everybody's hesitant to start something new. We feel discomfortable. We don't feel comfortable in the new setting. We don't know what's normal, what's not normal. We don't know how to behave and how to act in the new environment, in the new setting. And that's where the coaching and the group support comes in place. You do need to be surrounded by like-minded people, but people who have same goals, same drive. They're trying to achieve same result as you are, and they're trying to be business analysts in a short time possible. Um, and of course, coaching. So the bootcamp that Anna just referred to will provide both individual coaching as well as the group support and group coaching, and it will take you step by step through the process to achieve your goal to become a business analyst in as little as 8 weeks.
This group dynamic is really bringing you the results. That's what we've seen in our past boot camp. It's just like this students are sharing their successes. In one is saying, "Oh, I got the interview, and I actually aced it." On another student is sharing the news that they actually get a promotion, and now as a senior business analyst, and the salary increased and things like that. So when you're part of this group, when you feel this energy, when you feel this other people getting results, like you feel much more ready and much more excited to go and do your thing and achieve your results, to go then and share with us as your trainers and share with the group. So it's amazing. This energies are going around and help the whole group achieve much bigger results. So definitely, guys, if you can find a training that provides you with some coaching, because it's important that trainer looks at your personal situation, because we're all different. Some of us are coming from business background, some of us are coming from technical background. You don't want a trainer that just puts you in a general class and just teach you the same way as they teach other people. What we're good at is really specializing in individual attention and really targeting your specific background. So if you're good and you have great business skills and communication skills, then that's your strengths. We never tell you to downplay it. We actually tell you to go and build up on it. The same if you're a technical person, the same thing. Don't downplay it. Say that you're great at it, and that's going to show in your resume. That's going to show in your interview. And another great thing for coaching and group support is all these live sessions of preparation for the interview and what kind of questions was asked and what tips all these different students got from actually looking for a job. They share specific tips, like there was a student and she shared a specific way you need to write a letter or a note through LinkedIn to a hiring manager, and that was successful not only for her but for another student as well. There's just little things like that can break or make or break it. So that's something that come in only from the group setting and this from group environment.
Of course, another really powerful tool in the coaching world is the mock-up sessions. So the mock-up sessions allow you to have a real world experience as if you were going to the real interview, and it's all based on your own interview questions that you just have received, and you have interview coming up. So again, being in that group coaching environment will help you to get answer to all of those questions. Ask different people with different backgrounds and experiences what they think about questions that have been sent to you for the upcoming interview. What are their recommendations? What are their suggestions? So all that and much, much more will be offered at the group coaching trainings. So we're gonna go ahead. So this is the fifth step. Again, if we look at all the steps, it's a complex solution. So it's not a solution that one step will work it. It's not gonna work for any one of you. So you have to go back, rewatch this presentation if need be, and go and do at least little sub step in each one of the steps, and you'll be surprised. But in the next week, I guarantee that you'll start getting some sort of feedback from the world. And you'll start uh, feeling that you have some strengths. You start feeling that you do have some background and experience that you need to become a business analyst. And of course, if you're interested in taking really rapid steps to become a business analyst professional in as little as 8 weeks, or maybe way less than that, we would like to welcome you to our upcoming bootcamp, which is scheduled to start on May the 12th. So let's go back. Let's see if we had any questions. Okay, so I don't see any questions, but that's all right. So we're going to go ahead and just move on to our short presentation of the boot. And as we said, so the boot camp is scheduled for May the 12th. And it's for those people who are trying to transition from an administrative office or a technical position like developer, tester, operations analyst, etc., into business analysis role, but they just don't know how. It's also for those who have already taken prior business analysis courses, read a bunch of books, watched numerous videos, but are still struggling with finding a business analysis job. So it's for all those desperate people who know that business analysis is the right choice for them. They just don't know how to start. So again, we don't target people who don't have much prior business analysis exposure, and the reason for that is because this is an intensive training that we think best designed for those who have some sort of exposure to business analysis. If you have no prior experience in business analysis, it's not a big deal. You'll probably be able to catch up. Especially we will have another one of these boot camps around July, maybe August timeframe. So if you feel like you didn't catch up enough or on the first batch of the boot camp, you'd like to come back and have more practice and exercises, and you can come back again. So it's included in the price. I'm not going to talk about the prices. All I want to say is that the early bird is through May the 8th. And tomorrow there'll be a link below this video, so you can actually click on the video and on the link, and you can go to the page where you can get all the detailed information in terms of what's the schedule, what the curriculum looks like, what will be covered during the first couple of weeks, which will mostly be theory, it will be practice, it will be a lot of hands-on exercises, basically fundamental techniques of business analysis to help you. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a little bit more details of the format of the bootcamp. So it will be online webinars and seminars through online. Majority of the BA series will be taught through the online in real time. So it's not going to be recordings, but at the same time, we will have some recordings for you. So if you miss some of the sessions, you will be able to see it again. Also, there will be Skype calls. That's how we do our group coachings, guys. And they will be used to discuss any outstanding questions that you have with the series or case studies, or if you have any specific question. The same goes with our mock-up session on the interview. That they all will be done through Skype. Also, you will get your individual and group assignments. You're gonna work through the group case studies, so that will bring you to some real life case studies. Also, the career group coaching, where we're gonna go through mock-up interviews. And of course, all the recordings of the sessions will be with you, so you can go ahead and just watch it again. So the first 2 weeks will be business analysis fundamentals intensive. It's going to be, as it is, very intensive, and you can get your majority of your knowledge out of it. You will be able to systemize your business analysis knowledge and gain some skills that can be used in real work. And the knowledge areas that we're going to cover is SDLC, software development life cycle. So you will learn what is the different phases of the project life cycle and what is the role of business analyst on each of these phases. Also, you will learn about different SDLC methodologies that are used nowadays. Some of them are waterfall. Some of them an agile or an old one, waterfall. So we're going to go through that as well. We're also going to cover what kind of BA skills and responsibilities are there, what you're going to do as a business analyst. And we definitely will diagnose how good your skills are, and we will develop more of BA skills with you through the bootcamp. Also, we're going to do cover requirements planning and management, and you will learn how to actually plan your requirement gathering and requirements management and requirements analysis work, as well as the requirements documentation. We'll go through stakeholder management, how to do that. We'll go through diagramming techniques, and of course, it will be a lot of daily practice. It's going to be very intensive 2 weeks, guys. So get ready, because
So
we're getting
it will be
results there.
it'll be really intensive, and yet both Annie and I are practicing business analyst professionals. So I'm a senior business analyst at Navy Federal Credit Union as of right now, and we will be teaching you what we do on a daily basis. So we'll teach you how to do the job of a business analyst. So it's not just a theory that's not supported by cases and practice. It will be a theory that will the goal of those 2 first weeks will be to show you how to do the job. So our goal is when you go to your first assignment, when you become a business analyst, so you know what to do. So we'll also be providing diagrams and different process flows of a business analyst management techniques, how to do those. We'll be giving you, we'll also be giving you different templates like business analysis, requirement specifications, use case templates, and bunch of different other templates that you can just take with you on day one to the business analysis position, and you'll know how to do your job.
So after the first 2 intensive weeks, we're gonna go to weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6, and all the way to 8. So there will be less intensive weeks, but it's a lot of career group coaching, which is also very important. So you got your theory, you got your practice going in the first 2 weeks, and then for the rest of it, we will work with you in a group setting to coach you through all this knowledge that you got. And of course, that will include resume preparation, going through effective job search strategies, also setting up a professional social media presence for you, and mock-up interview sessions, question and answers, helping you to set up your business analyst portfolio. And we also set the course up to the point that you can either purchase a standard package, which only consists of the first 2 weeks of intensive, or you can purchase the premium package that will consist of the first 2 weeks and the full 8 weeks further career coaching. So that's something you can choose. And of course, it's a different price that comes with it. And we will share the link and we'll share much more information on our website. And you will be able to look through and just ask your questions. And if you're really ready to go and achieve your result and become a BA or actually gain a next level in your BA career, you can just look through what we're offering and definitely just order the course.
All right. Well, if anybody has any questions, let's go ahead and post those in the chat area to the right. We'll be wrapping up shortly in the next couple of weeks. We're still here to answer any questions. If you have questions, for those of you who are watching the recording, if you'd like to ask a question, you can either post it under this video in the YouTube, or you can also go to meetup.com and you can also post it under our group discussions in the group under this event. Of course, the third way would be a Facebook group, and links to all of those we've provided below this video.
Yes, guys, we're going to do much more webinars that are going to be very specific to a particular topic. So if you want to share something that you want to hear about, some specific topic in the business analysis that probably gets you perplexed, or something that you feel like it's really hard to understand, please share what kind of topics you want us to talk about. And of course, we're going to continue having our happy hours and other in-person seminars. So yeah, just please share what kind of topics is of interest to you. And of course, please join our Facebook group, BA for Beginners, that we're going to share the videos and different posts and articles about business analysis. And of course, any announcement about our trainings and webinars and other events.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for today's participation. We hope to hear you soon again in the upcoming webinars and meetups, and we wish you all the best.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.